Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Well done, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Let me introduce you. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I can hear you, ma'am.
Hello. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, good afternoon. I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Blessing. I know you've been trying to track me down. Sorry, I'm in the middle of so many things. God knows. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we promised that we'll be having an audit tax session. So we have Mr. Blessing in our midst. Blessing Ogedengbe and Co is his accounting firm. And I mentioned that if any one of us wants or will be interested in auditing, ensuring that your auditing happens at the end of the year, then you need to sign up with this organization. So like I mentioned, they are not, they are also not, they are not too pricey, but they are not cheap. So maybe at the end of this conversation, you can get his details and then you can get on board. But please, this is very important. So it's going to be talking about the tax issues, the current tax issues in Nigeria. I'm trying to even pick what the topic is that he was given. Let me see if I can pick. And then Faith has a base profile. So we're looking at new tax laws implications for SMEs. So what are the new tax laws and what are the implications for small businesses? Every one of us is expected to take note. So Mr. Blessing, this is cohort 2 of the DealWoman Investor Readiness Accelerator program. The idea is to handhold women-led businesses towards the investor readiness. We started about 3 weeks ago, and we're rounding up this week. And we thought it would be nice for us to have like an exposure on what the new tax law really says, what are the implications, what are the changes, what are the additions, what are the subtractions. So I know you have just about 45 minutes, so I'll let you roll and get out of your way. Thank you so much for coming on board and taking this session with us. I'm super grateful. Thank you for your time. So over to you, Mr. Blessing.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for this opportunity. And I want to believe that everybody in the room is familiar with the basic tax laws or the basic tax that has to do with startups or SMEs. Please, if you are not hearing me, just let me know in time so that I can make adjustment to my voice or ensure that everybody's well carried along. So like I said, I want to believe that everybody in the house is aware or has been exposed to some kind of taxes before. Is there any new company in the house that has not been doing taxes before now? Anybody? Hello?
I do file my taxes.
Okay, fine, good. Thank you. Any other person in the house? When you file your taxes, what are the basic taxes you file? Can I just have an idea of what you have been doing tax-wise so that we'll be focusing attention on few changes. We might not touch all. Some of the new tax law is still undergoing reviews, both at the tax office end, at the client end, even at the FRS level, even at the government level. there are still a bit of ongoing reviews, ongoing practicability of these laws, because it will not be simple to just deploy those things as the books are saying it. Almost every platform now, there is a training here and there on the new tax law. Everybody is trying to get familiar with it. So things might not happen so fast, but if you have understood the basic before, the changes might not be too difficult to catch up with. So, like I said, I only have one response saying that she filed her tax returns. And I was trying to ask, what are the kind of returns that the company has been filing before now? So I can proceed. So, Ma, if you don't mind me, what do you file?
I do monthly VAT filing.
Okay.
Then I do annual returns, CIT stuff.
Okay.
I get an accountant to do the whole year stuff for me, then I file it with her.
Okay. So you do VAT, you do CIT. What else do you do?
So that's all I do.
Okay, so as a part of what you might have to do, which is withholding tax. So if you are not doing it, I'll just do a quick run on what withholding tax is and how it might affect you.
Okay, sir.
Business. Then on this are federal government.
I don't do anything with state government, sir.
Tony, don't call me now. Don't call me now. I'm in a session. Hello, sorry.
Yes, sir. I don't do anything
with state taxes. You know, we have mentioned VAT,
no,
CIT. Okay.
I only do with federal, not with state, sir.
All right. So the new tax law have things to do with both federal and state-related taxes. Now, having understood what VAT has been, your threshold, your turnover, ma, is your turnover above 25 million?
No, sir. It's not up to 25 million, sir.
Okay. All right. So let me now have a quick run on the basic exposure or the basic taxes that SMEs are usually exposed to. Number one is VAT, which I know almost everybody in the house should be familiar with. As at the last or presently, the threshold of filing VAT, when you are saying filing, there are two ways to read: filing and making remittance. If your turnover is not up to 25 million, you are expected to do nil returns, file a zero return VAT to avoid penalty every month. But now, the new tax law that will be effective from January next year is saying that companies that they have their turnover between 0 to 50 million are exempted from VAT. Government has expanded the threshold of small businesses from 25 million to 50 million. So if as at this year, your turnover is less than 25 million, by next year, you still have the opportunity to continue filing zero returns because the scope of small businesses has now been widened. There is no longer small, medium, and large company. With the new tax law, it's either you are small or you are large. Medium has been closed up. So small companies are people with turnover with 0 to 50 million, 50.1 million and above becomes large entities. So for SMEs who are doing activities or you are expecting growth and your growth projection is not up to that 50 million threshold, you are still having some allowances by the law for VAT not to be exposed to taxes in the real sense of it. So this is one of the ways that there's a change in the tax laws and how will it affect you. Now, before I leave the VAT threshold, one of the things that is coming up in the new tax law, I'll just be looking at the new tax law around this VAT, around CIT, around withholding taxes, then around state taxes. I'll just streamline to these four because there are other taxes. Capital gain tax, there has been a revised position to that tax. Petroleum profit tax, a lot of changes has come, but for SMEs, the basic one that affects us is VAT, CIT, withholding tax, then all those employee-related taxes, pay as you earn, direct assessment taxes, and things like that. So I'm quickly looking at VAT now. One of the major changes in VAT filing is that threshold has been moved from 25 million to 50 million with the effect from January. Now on that, if you have tax filing cases you have not done, you can quickly approach your consultant to ensure that your returns are filed up to date before we enter the new era of 50 million and above. From a taxman position, what will happen to the companies? By next year, almost every business will be having letters from FIRS. Because when everybody file their returns to say, I am not up to 25 million, the tax office will want to verify if your turnover is not up to 50 million or you are trying to reduce it. Some people turnover is 55 million. Do something to their account to make sure that 5 million has become 48.5 million or 49.9 million. After all, I am not 50 million. Government will begin to pay attention to almost everybody. So what do you have to do with this new provision is to ensure that you are properly documenting your transaction very well. Don't let money that is not meant for business pass through your account. It will shoot up the threshold. Most of the businesses growing up, SMEs, sometimes somebody wants to travel abroad, they are packaging their salaries and all of those things, and they are paying money. And they take the volume of what has run into their account. It will be more than 50 million. But in the reality, a bulk of that money is not revenue. It is just somebody's money passed through my company account and I return it to them later on. No. Otherwise, you find it very tough to claim that you are not paying VAT. After all, the money in your bank statement is more than 50 million. But the reality of your business revenue maybe is 80 million. The remaining differences is somebody's money to go and buy motor or to go and do house or to go and pay for scholarship or traveling abroad, and they route it through the company. We are auditors. We see a lot of things like that. That is for my brother's sister that want to travel abroad. So he will pay to my account. I will do like a payroll for the daughter to say she's traveling out. I said she's working in our office, and there are millions. So the government office, it becomes taxable inflow. Why must you pass through your company account? So all of these things you have to adjust. Because when you are exempted from tax, regardless of your volume of 50 million, government will be running after everybody to be ensured that their document is straight up forward. So it's very fundamental. So VAT, yes, you have been doing it. Oh, VAT has been increased to 50 million before I pay VAT. But then your documentation will be very correct. Otherwise, you will be exposed more than necessary. There will be a back-to-back visit from government office to ensure is running away from tax. Number two, every other month, like come to 14th, to file your returns. If you are doing the new, do it on the first, on the second, as early as possible to avoid penalties. Government trying to give waivers. The government still needs money, and government will find a way to ensure that everybody still pay tax. So don't fall into the category of you are filing late, maybe on a day to filing, and there is now a network problem. Promax is down. You cannot meet up your filing, then you are not paying penalty for late filing in courts. These are possibilities. Another thing that came up in new law for VAT, before now, you cannot claim input VAT if you buy assets. You cannot claim input VAT if you're a service provider, like a consultant now. You went to go and pitch, or you go for a training and you engage other consultants who came on the job, you rented space. And in all of this documentation, VAT was charged during that service delivery. During this current regime, you cannot claim input VAT on services. But the government is saying from next year, you can claim input VAT if you render services. Before, if you buy asset to bought vehicle, laptop, or some heavy equipment, generators, plants from, let's say, Meccano, and they charge you VAT on millions. Before now, you cannot claim your input VAT when you're buying assets. But government is saying this time around, from 2026, you can claim input VAT on your assets. You can claim input VAT if you render services. These are some of the major adjustments to VAT that we have been aware of before. So what does that also come up to? Anytime you are buying equipment, you are buying laptop, you are buying stuff for your office, try as much as possible to get documentation, one. Number two, make sure that the people that are supplying you, they specify the VAT portion out of the normal equipment. Take, for instance, you are buying a 25 kVA generator, let's say at the rate of 50 million, just for discussion, 50 million. Out of this amount, 7.5 of the amount is VAT. About 1,046,000 is VAT. When you are collecting the receipt of invoice from the supplier, let the supplier separate the cost of the generator and the VAT on it, so that by the time you are looking at your returns for the year or for the month, you can net off the input VAT you get when you are buying the equipment from your output VAT, and you remit the difference. It will be difficult to claim input VAT when the invoice you are showing or the invoice you are presenting to the government does not separate your VAT element from your major cost of the assets. Accounting wise, both the cost of VAT and the cost of the material, the same thing is cost. But government is saying try and break it down so that I can claim input VAT on your costs. Documentation is becoming very, very important in the new era. Government is trying to encourage you and I to track or to trade with people that are also tax compliant. If you are buying equipment, if you are rendering service, or somebody is providing service to you, let the person be tax compliant, let the person understand tax, so that two of you can speak tax languages. This might not be practical, depending on your nature of business. Are we there, please? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, we are here, sir.
Yeah, depending on some business nature, like for instance, you run a small supermarket shop, where you go to Marina to go and buy some things, open market. The market women are not yet sensitized to give you invoices that will carry VAT in the market. And the market is so wide that if you are not trading on their account, you just say, madam, excuse me, next person coming, don't waste my time. You will still have to do business. But these people you are trading with, you cannot claim input VAT from them. Regardless of that challenge, as much as you can claim, as much as you can deal with corporate people, in quotes, try to get your documentation explicitly stated. Otherwise, you might be exposed to VAT unnecessarily. So these are the few things I'll make mention of on the review or adjustment to VAT Act. Quickly also, if you are rendering service for, maybe you have foreign services, you transact business with foreigner. You are a company in Nigeria, you transact business with somebody abroad, and they are paying in Nigeria. If you charge the person VAT in abroad, the person will not remit a Nigerian VAT abroad. And that will not be an excuse why you will not pay VAT in Nigeria. You have to self-charge yourself on VAT and remit. Don't forget, when a service is rendered from your company, you raise an invoice, you send to your client to pay. Now, your client is not in Nigerian threshold or Nigerian floor, Nigerian country, abroad. The VAT that is supposed to be on that transaction, you will still pay it on your own because income is still made in Nigeria. So when you are now negotiating business, for those of us who are into exporting or were into doing some services with other people outside the shop, you might not be 100% exempted from VAT. Sometimes you have to self-charge yourself VAT and remit to FIRS, which is now taken to be Nigerian Revenue Service. So these are a few matters I want to quickly make mention of on VAT. Yes, I got a question as to personal income tax. I have not reached that point. Just talking about FIRS essentially now. So that is for the VAT. The next one is the company income tax. With the existing provision for the small company income tax for small company is still 0 for those who are into turnover less than 50 million. Just like a 25 million threshold, you will not pay CIT, you will not pay VAT, the extension goes. But for the bigger company, 50 million above, you will pay company income tax expectedly. So the way the government is trying to do it is to say companies that are doing big in terms of volume, companies that are doing fine in terms of capacity, they should pay more taxes. Government is trying to also encourage small, medium businesses or small businesses, no longer medium. Either you are big or you are small. So government is trying to encourage small businesses to thrive in Nigeria. So that is why they are trying to give a lot of waivers for small businesses to come up. So when your turnover is less than 30 million and 50 million, you will not pay company income tax. Another thing that government has done along this company income tax corridor is the replacement of some small taxes that is coming up on Promax. If you have been familiar with tax Promax filing, sometimes for those of us who are within threshold more than 25 million, you will see there will be there will be education tax, there will be NASENI, there will be police trust fund, there will be IT, for those who are into Information Technology Development Act fund. These are additional levies that comes up after your company income tax. But in the new Nigerian tax law, all those educational tax, NASENI, levy, police trust fund, all of those things has been boxed into a development levy of 4% of accessible profits. I don't want to be going to the core definition of different terms now. All these accessible profits, adjusted profit, taxable profit, these are tax slogans. But the bottom line for the understanding of the directors is that you will not be paying multiple taxes again. What government is saying is that if you are qualified to pay for company income tax, that means you are a big company paying your tax at the rate of 20% of your accessible profits. If you are a small company, you are not paying tax. You are exempted from tax. But education tax, police trust fund, all of those things has been boxed into a single levy called development levy at the rate of 4%. These are the slight adjustments that has just come up in the new tax reform or the tax laws that is coming up now. So one of the things that we can see. Now, how does it affect a business or a young business that is coming up? If you want to manage your tax exposure, maybe you have one business before, you might do another company that can handle separate line of your business model. Let us say you run a consulting outfit. Like for instance, now I run a tax practice, I run audit, I run accounting service. Instead of merging everything under one of the business names, I can choose to say, let each business stand on its own. Accounting is standing on its own, tax is standing on its own, and advisory services is standing on its own. Each of the services or the company will be assessed to tax independently. If company A turnover is not up to 50 million, I am exempted. Company B also not 50 million, I am exempted. Company C, I'm also exempted because 3 of them can be running independently. But if I have collapsed the 3 business models under one company, I have a tendency of shooting the threshold, and then I'm exposed to tax. So how does it affect you as an SME or as a growing business? You can redefine your business model. You can have 1 or 2 business models where each business is running on its own. Not necessarily meaning that you are trying to avoid tax, but you are just splitting your business into models where each one stands on its own and you are exempted from tax in the recess of it. So that is a few blocks up on the company income tax, education tax. Another area of major taxes that is exposed to SMEs is withholding taxes. Withholding taxes can be either federal related, it can be either state related, depending on the kind of transaction that happens. That will now tell you whether you are to deduct withholding tax and remit to state governments or withholding tax deducted to the FIRS. When you transact business with another limited liability company, withholding tax on that transaction is meant to be remitted to the Federal Inland Revenue Services, which will now be called Nigerian Revenue Service next year. If you have your service providers that are transacting business with you, when you want to pay them for their fees, discuss the issue of withholding taxes with them. If not, when government checks on you that you are paying for supplies, you are paying for services, you are paying for some goods, and they are not specifically exempted from withholding tax, you will be exposed to pay those taxes by yourself. So when you are transacting business with other parties, be sure that both of you understand the issue of withholding tax. For instance, you are a facilitator, you engage other co-professionals to anchor an event, to anchor a training. By the time the training is consummated, everybody has gone, they have shared the training materials, everybody has eaten. You are now paying your co-facilitators. It is expected that you don't pay all your facilitators completely. Part of the money that is due to them, you should withhold tax and remit to state government. If your facilitator entered or registered or give you an invoice in his company's name, that is a limited liability company, the withholding tax on the facilitator's fee, which you are paid to a company account, will be differently remitted to the withholding tax to a facilitator's fee that are paid to a personal account. So at the time of consummating this closure, let those parties involved in your service rendition understand that withholding taxes is part of what small businesses are exposed to. If you don't discuss with them before the contract is done, you might be compelled to pay on their behalf. And by extension, your supposedly profits that you are to carry to your house, you will now go and give it back to the government. So anytime you are engaging or you are having supplies, especially for some services or goods that it is difficult to claim that they are just in the open market, you might have to insist that withholding tax will be deducted from those transactions. Like I said, in a practical terms, withholding tax is a very gray area that is difficult for many business parties to do. Because if you reduce the money that I'm supposed to collect from you, I may react. If you call me next time to consult, I may not attend to you that you are not paying me correctly. And it's not as if you don't want to pay me correctly, you are trying to comply with tax. So everybody must now be sensitized to this issue of withholding tax, especially when you are signing contracts, signing engagements or MOUs or service level agreements. This part of withholding tax is going to come up more than before. Because if you are now saying that you are not paying VAT, withholding tax also you are not doing, what kind of tax do you now do? Going back to either state or federal, government has increased threshold of minimum income that can be subjected to tax under personal income tax. But government is saying for those of you that you are transacting business with individuals, make sure that you withhold tax from their money or for their income while they are doing business with you. Otherwise, they may end up going and not remitting anything. Prior to this time, withholding tax, except on some few major business lines like rent, there has been specific rates, rent, dividend, frank investment income, they have been subjected to withholding tax at 10%. But for instance, contract or supply of services was 5% before, but now government has reduced the rate to 2%. If government has reduced withholding tax rate to 2%, just to ensure that you comply a little. If you are not aware, government might not take it lightly that you are supposed to withhold 5% before. Now we say, oh yeah, withhold only 2%. And even the 2% you did not withhold. That means government will end up losing in the long run. Majority of those that plays in the economic sector, they are small businesses. Before, medium businesses between 26 million and 50 million or so were paying some kind of reduced company income tax rates. But now government has collapsed medium and small as one, meaning that the bracket of companies that the government can run after for tax has been reduced by the 50 million threshold for filing VAT, for paying company income tax. If you are not also doing your withholding taxes properly, government might come after you. They might come after me. So with all the provision that the new tax law is bringing, at some point, it is favoring some small businesses. And for those of us that are aspiring to break record, we are setting projections, we are doing our KPIs by next year, we are doing this volume, there is attendant responsibility that comes with your breaking grounds, that come with your beating the threshold. Your taxes become more visible. So we should be mindful of the business, how we run our business. All of these tax matters should be discussed ab initio. Most companies or most small businesses, we are quick to jump into contract, into business, let's keep running it until when tax matter now show up. And most time, it is difficult to cope because the money they're asking for, you did not earn it. You have not charged people when you are trading. And government say, come and pay us what you have not earned. How do you cope? So it becomes a pressure. So we should be mindful of this withholding tax. The other part of it is now, I'm seeing some popping up questions. I'll quickly attend to it briefly. The other part of it is the personal income tax. there were some changes. Before now, the consolidated relief that government was giving personal income tax to say 200,000 flat rate and 20% of your basic or your annual gross income are exempted from your tax. Well, government has said now there's a new bound, there's a new bracket. Regardless of the amount you are earning, your first 800,000 naira per annum is to be exempted from taxes, which now means technically government is setting a threshold of minimum amount to be about 67,000 naira per month. So if you have any staff who is earning about 60,000 per month or 65,000 or up to 67,000 per month, these people, they will not be paying taxes. Now, how does that affect your own business? If you look at your business structure, do you need more of a small, or let me say less technical guys to work with you? If yes, and you think that the money they are taking home is not plenty, you know, Nigerian economy, how much is 70,000 naira by, how much with 60,000 naira by, let me not deduct tax from them. Now, the government is saying those who are earning less than 66,000 or around 66,000 approximately in a month, they don't need to pay tax. But if they are earning more than 67,000, they are exposed to taxes at 15% rate. Now, how does that affect me as a business person? Instead of having a single staff that will be earning 3 million or be earning 1.6 million, I can have 2 staff doing the function of 1 person, and they are not going to pay tax, and nobody will pursue me. I have been able to increase number of people working, probably reduce pressure on 1 person, and the work they are taking home is not really having deductions, especially when it comes to the personal income tax. But if you think that, look, I don't need too many staff, I just need 1 or 2 people who are highly technical and professional, their salary will be more than 800,000, they are ready to bear their tax burden. You can proceed. But government is trying to encourage businessmen to recruit hands as much as possible, looking at the benevolence of the amount that government is giving them as giveaway for tax exemption. Running into that is your director's taxes. It is required that directors from most businesses to say, file your returns with government adequately. Now, for those of us who are consultants that is filing our tax returns, most time, our consultants don't give details about our rents when they are filling our personal income tax details because of the benefit in kind. The government will tax your income, they will tax your rent, they will tax all of those things. Most time, consultants just keep silent on rent. But government is saying now you have some allowance that you can claim on your rent. 20% of your annual rent will be exempted from tax under your personal income tax, or maximum of 500,000. But for you to claim that kind of rent allowance, you must be a tenant paying rent. You must be able to provide the receipt of your rent. You must be ready to provide the detail of your agreement between you and the landlord. And by extension, you are going to implicate or expose your landlord to other related taxes. How do you now cope as a businessman? When your landlord tells you that, I don't want anything to do with tax, pay me my rent and just enjoy yourself. And you want to claim rent allowance relief, you must produce receipt of the rent you are paying to who, the location of the property. The government will verify your claim. You are staying somewhere in a banana island and you are staying in a 4-bedroom duplex and you now say 3 million. It is not possible by the class of that place. So government will check a lot of things before they can grant you allowance. or you are given a particular rate that is exorbitantly too high because you want to claim allowances, government will not just do it like that. You must produce more documents. The more documents you produce, the more robust government having database for everybody. So if it affects you as a business owner, you're a director, you are having income from different sources, you are expected to disclose all your income for tax. If you want to claim allowances, relief, and all of those things, then you must be able to properly document all that you are doing. And the government will verify this claim before refunds is made to you. So, to a large extent, the new tax reform, for those of us that can keep proper record and can be straightforward, it will pay off. But like I said earlier, it is a bit not practical to get some record 100% because of the environment or the industry where we play. Before I take it off, there's a new thing that government is trying to introduce, which is e-invoicing. And presently, I don't think it has been properly or officially finalized. This e-invoicing system would ensure that government seamlessly collect taxes from parties to a transaction. One of the condition precedent now is that, or going forward, is that anytime you are issuing out your invoice to your client, you must charge VAT, you must quote your VAT number, you must quote your registration number. Every detail that will make your company to be traced must be on your invoice. And your payment will be going through a payment gateways, through which government can deduct related taxes without waiting for you. The payment gateways has not been fully digitalized. There will be a lot of infrastructural development from the government end, from the client end, from the banking apps to ensure that when invoice is to be paid, government is taking care of the related taxes as fast as they can, and everybody is good to go. How does that affect your own business? How does that affect me? Like I said, I need to properly document my system. There may be a need for some maybe existing softwares to be realigning with this reality. There may be a new plugin to those of us that use accounting software, a plugin that will enable your interface for invoices to come up, such that government want to be collecting taxes without necessarily have to run after you or I. But then, how practical this one is, it's not a thing that we can discuss now, but it's in the pipeline. These are the possibilities that will be coming up to the new to the new tax law. So, as it is, every business owner need to have a session, probably by towards the end of the year. You can engage a consultant or your management team to ensure that you have a system overhaul. You have a system overhaul to ensure that part of your system where you are not doing proper documentation, you are now doing it. Part of the people that are engaged on your services before that are not doing tasks, you will discuss with them. Maybe there'll be a need to renegotiate with them that, sir, is now becoming an important matter.
Everybody charge tax in DIRA
Before you sign up contract. So these are part of the things that we have observed so far in the new tax law that will be fully implemented from January next year. There will be other things from other businesses that are coming up, but like I said, the idea or the focus is on SMEs, and the major ones that has to do with us should be our priority. And as the year unfolds, there will be some reactions. There are things that government is writing now until when we get to the practicality of it, they might have to take a decision to say, look, this thing is not ready. We are not ready for this. Let's push it forward. Let's revise this one. But for now, what has been made available in the public space is what we are all looking at. So that is it. Quickly, I saw is a bakery exempted from paying a type of tax. Now, there could be a review to this. When you say bakery, what kind of tax do you think bakery pays? For instance, now when your bread is baked or your cake is baked, you have processed your raw food items. There are a lot of raw food items that is combined into baking. Now, when they are in raw state, they might be exempted from VAT, essentially because they are raw food items. But when you now package them, you are selling them out, that become processed food. It will be subjected to VAT. So that is that. Then another question that you make a mention of was, let me see this one. If an investor invests in the company, you are not going to pay tax on investors' money, provided at the point of investment, it was properly narrated. If it's not properly narrated, it might be difficult to accept my place. It might be difficult to claim exemption. If somebody invested 50 million in your company and the narration did not say investment, it just coming blank, 50 million. You need to provide extra document to prove that this money was not sales. Our small business does not have this volume of income. It is an investment. Then where are the documentation? That in this investment, this is the return on investment, these are the moratorium, this is the period of been paid back. If those documentation are not readily available, that it is only when the government office comes to you to say, come and pay, you are now bringing up issues. At that point, it might be difficult to convince government that we are the one that triggered it. You have not done your assignment before we come on board. These are the things that could happen. Will this make business environment thrive? Start people should advise government where? Yeah, to some extent, there are reactions on different training platforms. For those of us who have been engaging platform on CITM platform, ICANN platform, or tax-based platform to say, government, all these are policies. You think we are ready for that? And government will tell you that we are working on it. But at that, we will start anyhow. When government see reactions in reality, they might do some drawback or do some palliative to make it easier for taxpayers. But if everybody can keep proper documentation, do things right, and government is also using the money properly, everybody will be fine. But in realities, some business, you will still struggle with documentation. You cannot just get them because the system is just unstructured and you might not be able to get all that you need, especially for small businesses. Thank you for your time. I think I'm due for another session somewhere.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Blessing. That was always, as usual, very on point, straightforward, and broken down to pieces enough for us to understand. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, can we say enough thank you? Let's unmute and say thank you. We are not paying for this session. Please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Blessing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Blessing. How many minutes do you have? Do you still have like 1 or 2 minutes?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you, man. Yes, ma'am.
So do you want to talk about your company? What are the services you can give to the women?
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay, Good Person & Co. is a firm of chartered accountants, and we've been doing stuff with SMEs, growing into bigger entities. We provide audit and assurance services that every year you pay your account, file with Federal Revenue Service, sometimes with LRS, doing tax filing, then with Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC. Our office has 3 major branches. I mean, let's say 3 major departments. We have the audit department, we have the tax advisory services, and we have accounting services. In tax advisory services, we handle your PAYE, VAT, withholding tax, anything that has to do with tax. Maybe government writes you for desk review, tax audit, anything, investigation, our tax team attend to that. Annual audit, we prepare your records every year, or if you want to buy annually, we look at your books, we advise you, and we give a report. And the third part is accounting service. Every month, you want us to post on your software for you, or keep a tab on what you are doing in your business, or you have done a project, you want to do a review, an appraiser. Have I done this business properly? Yes, I have some money in my account, but is it adequate? What are the things I supposed to have considered, I have not considered? It's not, that kind of service is not audit. It is not tax. It's just an appraiser internally to say, where am I getting it right? Or what should I do next? I want to buy another company. I want to invest somewhere else. Can you help me to look at my books? Am I ready for this kind of engagement now? Is this right time for me to bring in an investor, or I should just run on my profile? I want to take a loan from BOI or something. Am I to do a loan, or I can develop my own internal growth or grow in piecemeal? These are not audit matters. They are not tax matters, but it's just your accounting related services. So we handle those services for you at an affordable fees. We have experts that work with our team that we can second to your office or have a meeting with you, and we believe in growth. As you are growing, we also grow. That's our concept. We grow together.
Yeah, thank you. And by the way, you know, guys, ladies and gentleladies, I always say that we have our audited accounts since the day when we started. So Mr. Blessing has been the one putting that together. And guess what? He has been chasing me for, I think, the filings, complete filings for 2024. And I've just not been available. Plus the monetary requirements, I need to pay some money. So I'm coming back to get that. But they do a very good job. I think they follow you up. Yeah, I like the follow-up from their organization. It's been very good experience in the last 4 years. So please, so many of us, we need to do this because next year, it isn't going to be funny at all. At all, we need to do this, and we need to do this well. So somebody has asked how much it will cost. I know we had a conversation with him before, but I know that with these new governments, it may not be as the same amount again. So I will expect that maybe before now and next week, if we can get like 10 women that are interested, then we'll be able to say, okay, this is the minimum they can do, and this is the services they can provide. I don't know if that's okay, Mr. Blessing.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so then we'll come back to you. So let us know. Faith, please drop like a poll of the names of people that are interested. And then, so Mr. Blessing, you tell us how much is the minimum they should pay, what they will get, and then how they can pay the rest. Some of them are very small businesses. Some of them are not that small. They can actually do, this is something they have to do. So whether your business is making money or not, please don't let Mr. Oyedele and his team come knocking at you. He's not going to be smiling. I met him last month, and he's meaning business. So that's, let me speak Yoruba for those that understand. Those that don't understand Yoruba, it means see, what's the English word? Like waiting for you.
Waiting for us.
They're waiting for us. So this is an opportunity to get it as cheap as is as affordable as can be. If we are more and they can cluster it, I think they could do a lot more for us. Yes, but please, we will not be going on to investor engagement if your audit is not clear and that pathway is not clear to us.
Thank you very much,
Mr.
ma'am.
President. Thank you so much for your time. If there are any questions, we have a cohort 1, cohort 2, and so we will have alumni meetings and general open house meetings where we can ask more questions. So maybe we'll have another time, because I think we need to dig deep into this much more than this in an open house event.
All right, ma'am. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you still have any time for us? I don't know if anybody has any questions. You need to go.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you too much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Grateful, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, bro.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, it is. This year we're going to pay some tax, and I said to him, see, go and rework down our tax again. Let's see. You know, so and then he came back and said, okay, he had done 1 or 2 things and then restated some things. So please, we need to pay our taxes, whether it's -0 or +0. That means that even if you're not making money, you need to tell the government that, hey, I am not, I didn't earn anything. But the issue of withholding and VAT when it's transferred is where the challenge is. So please, I hope it's not tax questions. I can't answer you. Okay, go ahead, ma. So if you have any questions, let's have it.
Yes, ma, it's on tax. I don't know if Mr. is still there.
He has left. He has left.
Oh, he has left. I wasn't hearing you and it was paining me. I had to log out and log in again.
Oh my God, sorry. So we'll leave the recording. It will be recorded.
Okay. All right, ma. Thank you so much.
It's recorded, so you will have access to the recording.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, Larry. Hi.
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Great, thank God.
All right. You promised to help me open my finances today.
I did as the session was going on, and it's taking me to WPS, and that's what I don't like. When it takes me to WPS, I really don't want to do anything with WPS.
You also said you would see how to convert it.
And that's that conversion I tried. It's still having me to, you need to just download it in Excel on your own. Anything that gives me extra having to log on, because we have some paid stuff. Each time you go on WPS, it gets all muddled up. I do not like it.
Okay.
I think one of Mrs. Dayo, you had issues with that WPS, right? When you were with your Excel at the first day we met. Was that you?
Hello, ma. What do you say?
I said your Excel was having issues because of the PS. It was always taking it back to the link.
Yes.
So what did you do to solve it?
I think you were the one that did it. You did some things.
That is what I do. It's a lot of work. Come back and go, come back and go. I don't like it. I've gone on it actually this morning, and I just saw that it's taking me to WPS. I said, oh no, that's what I don't want to do. Because it's not downloading. So he expects me to log in, have a WS account. I do not want to have a WS account.
Okay, what if you log into my own?
See, yeah, I think you should just find a way to download in Excel.
Is that know-how
We
that
sent you in Excel so that it's the same across board. So utilize it as Excel on your system.
That's what I clicked. I just clicked
No,
on
it's
it
the
and
link
it
you are
took me
using.
there.
We didn't send the link. It's the WPS or your system, I think. I don't even understand the technology, so I really don't know why it takes you to the link. I do not. So you have to work on the link. You miss something, you are gone. I don't like it. Where are you people looking for? Okay, sorry. So please, Lara, do you understand?
I really wish I do understand these processes because I have tried severally. I have
That's the
Excel on my
problem
system.
that thing has.
I have Excel, and each time I click on it, it's taking me to that WPS.
It's
I've
because of
tried to.
what you is that programming with that WPS. It's not the first time I'm having that challenge. So I'm not going to open WPS on my own system. I don't want my Excel. I have hundreds of Excel. If I see 100, 1,000 Excel on my system, I can't afford it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sorry.
Hello, ma.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you doing today?
Great. Thank God. And you?
I'm good, ma. So I actually sent in my financials, but I think yesterday there's something that I noticed. Although I'm yet to get a reply from you, I just had to go to the email and I opened the Excel I sent, and I could see that some things were actually not making sense there. Although when it worked, when I did it on the laptop, and because at some point I even had to give it to a friend of mine who is an accountant, so she did everything and everything was okay. But then all of a sudden, when I checked this thing yesterday, the email I sent, I'm seeing some things that I know were not there before. So I'm trying to know, is something wrong with the Excel also? Because I'm even seeing wares and accessories, and I'm wondering where it came from because it wasn't there when I sent the Excel.
No, it may have been there, you just didn't see it.
When I opened the main under the personnel, no? Under personnel markets, yeah, personnel and market analysis or something, it wasn't there. That row was deleted. It wasn't there at all. But I
Yeah,
was wondering why
so
I'm seeing it now.
maybe some of them were hidden and then they popped up.
Oh,
So if they are hidden, they popped up. You just clean it up.
okay.
I don't know which
But have you been able
yeah.
to look at the Excel? Have you
Oh
been
no,
able-
no.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. We just finished reviewing all the PMCs, all of it.
Ma, you've not said anything on my own, no. The updated
Yeah, you
one.
get it today.
Okay. What about the
You
pitch
get,
deck?
yeah, we are working on it. It's
Okay.
been a tough
Oh,
last
no,
week.
I understand.
But we are working on it, trying to get all of that reviewed because we have to do it one after the other.
Yes, ma'am.
So any questions on I'll look at what the challenges are, then I'll meet
Good
it.
afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are
So
you?
apologies, our lawyer called in to say that she's not able to come in this morning. So she's coming in on Wednesday. The same thing with our grants people. They had confirmed today, but they have now unconfirmed till Wednesday. So as much people as can be here on Wednesday, please, there's an in-house on Friday. Are we ready for it? If we're not ready, let us know. but we'll close the accelerator for cohort 2.
Ma, you have not said anything on my Excel. Have you checked it?
We've checked, oh yeah, I've checked all of that. You'll get my response today.
Okay, ma. I'll be submitting my CID.
All right.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Still having.
Yeah, so for all the BNC reviews, you get them today. Then for all the financials, you get them on Wednesday. All the pitch decks, we will also look at it, you get it on Wednesday.
Sorry, ma, I can't hear you. Sorry, ma.
I said all the pitch deck, all the BNC reviews have been done, so you get your emails today. The financial review for those that have submitted and the pitch deck reviews, you get it on Wednesday. So I also mentioned that, are we ready to pitch, or we need some more time?
We are ready.
We need to
Okay.
get our stuff together now. Our pitch deck and
Yes.
We need
Yes.
a week more.
Please, ma, let's have a vote. What are we doing this week or next week? Let's have a vote, please.
we
We
just
need
need to
a
get
week more.
our things together
Need
first
1
of
week
all.
more.
If
We
we
need
can
1
get
week more.
a feedback on our
Anyone
pitch
that
and
is
the
ready,
rest.
anybody that is ready will pitch on Friday.
I'm ready.
Right.
What's happening now? Bring the okra label. Bring the okra label so we can put it set. I mean, the tomato.
All right. So we don't want to, there's a lot to do. So you need your deck to be working on your deck. So you have 1 more hour to focus on that.
Yes.
All right, ladies and ladies, in the absence, it's a working day. So you have your pitch decks to work on. Most of us have our financials okay now, I think. So we need that sent in. So please let the financials come in.
Somebody is coming and come and expect this. People are letting me up. You know.
All right, thank you, ladies and ladies. We'll talk on WhatsApp.
This carelessness.
All right. Please fill your attendance form. So we apologize. I'm not supposed to take any sessions today. It's supposed to be on Wednesday, yeah. So, but 2 of our speakers have to unavoidably absent this morning. So we'll meet on Wednesday.
20. No, the okra is that the tomato is the same. Okra is that
All right, thank you, everyone.
okra is 20. That's processing. 20 points.